In fact, the night of Carlo Hesser's murder, you were attacked yourself. Is that right?
Yes.
By Carlo Hesser.
That's right. I went over to my friend Antonio Vega's apartment and he wasn't there. But Carlo Hesser was. He'd broken in. And when I told him that I was going to arrest him, he hit me and knocked me unconscious. And that's when Mr. Vega came home and he found me, and then he brought me to the hospital.
And at some time during the course of the events, your service revolver disappeared.
Yes.
You don't remember if it was still there when Mr. Vega found you unconscious?
No, I think Mr. Hesser took it.
Well, Detective, let's assume that he didn't. Is it possible that Mr. Vega had taken your service revolver while you were still unconscious?
I'm sure he didn't.
But is it possible?
Yeah, it's possible, but like I said, I'm sure he didn't.
You're sure? Because you trust him?
Yes. Mr. Vega and I are very close friends.
Well, Detective, could you be a little more specific? I mean, by very close friends, does that mean that you and Mr. Vega are intimate?
Objection.
Your Honor,
relevant.
Your Honor, if Carlo Hesser's murder was a crime of passion, well, I think that the defendant's emotional state is critical.
I'll allow the question.
Detective?
Yes. Mr. Vega and I are lovers.
I see. Well, Detective, I know if I came home and found the woman that I love had been attacked and knocked unconscious, well, I would be very angry. Was Mr. Vega angry when he came to his apartment and found you lying unconscious on the floor?
He was upset.
That is not what I asked you, Detective. Was he angry?
I guess so.
How angry?
I don't know.
Did Mr. Vega's anger frighten you? Did it frighten you?
Only because I knew...
Because you knew what a temper he had.
Objection, Your Honor.
Because you knew with his temper he was capable of killing someone.
Objection, Your Honor, please.
The jury is instructed to disregard Mr. Gannon's question. Mr. Gannon, keep pressing like that. I'll hold you in contempt. I think we need a recess. Make it short. 5 minutes.
All rise.
You knew what you did was wrong.
Just trying to get on the record that Antonio has a temper. And he's already done time for killing.
Prior record is not relevant.
Do you believe that? Or do you just wish you did? Hey, honey, how's it going?
How do you think it's going? God, he's prejudiced the jury, and Andy's testimony is making things worse.
You know what I think you need right now is another suspect, maybe that can take the heat off Antonio.
Well, you got anyone that fits that bill?
Well, Kevin and Cassie are on their way down to Rio. They're there right now. They're going to try to find out what they can about the RJ connection. And then Patrick Thornhart, he's on his way down too, see what he can find out.
If you can hand me something that pins on RJ, great. But do it now. I need it now.
Antonio, we've gone over this before. It's just going to make things worse if you were seen with her during the trial, okay?
Can you continue?
You know, I'm fine. I think you're the one who's fine.
All rise.
Be seated. Mr. Gannon, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor, and I promise to be swift with this.
If you wouldn't mind.
Yes. Detective, let's return once more to the night of the murder. Now, Mr. Vega had gotten you to the hospital after you'd been attacked by Carlo Hesser.
Yes.
And you said that he was angry because you had been hurt.
No, he was upset. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So he stayed with you at the hospital?
No.
No. He didn't stay to comfort you? Did he say where he was going? Detective?
He said he was going to find Mr. Hesser.
I see. So, at that time, the last time you saw Mr. Vega, before Carla Hesser was murdered, can you describe what Mr. Vega was wearing?
A tuxedo and a formal shirt.
A stylish black tuxedo like this one?
Like that one, yes.
Detective, what about the shirt? Can you describe the shirt?
Yeah, it was white, and it's kind of a plain front and a very unusual collar.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever see it again?
Detective Harrison?
Yeah, I saw one like that, yes.
And when was that, Detective?
One night when I was staying at Antonio's apartment.
What happened that night?
I looked out the window and I saw Antonio down in the square.
And what was he doing?
Burning something in a trash can fire.
Did you see what it was?
No. Okay, so after he'd gone, I went down there to find out what it was.
And Detective, what did you find in the burning trash?
What was left of the tuxedo shirt.
Mm-hmm. And what caught your eye about the shirt?
I spotted something on it that looked like blood, so I pulled out the remains of the shirt and I handed it over to forensics.
Detective, the fragments of this shirt, are these the fragments that were introduced into evidence?
Yes.
And forensics, they did an analysis on the bloodstains. What did they find?
That the blood on the shirt matches Carlo Hesser's blood type.
Okay, now let's put it all together. You've testified that Mr. Vega left you at the hospital after you'd been attacked to go find Carlo Hesser. And at that time, he was wearing a formal tuxedo and a white dress shirt, a shirt that you found with blood on it, after Mr. Vega tried to burn it.
No, Mr. Gannon, that is not what I said. Look, I have no way of knowing whether or not this shirt that I fished out of the trash can is the same one that Antonio was wearing. I mean, come on. Carlo Hesser bought him a formal dress shirt, but it's certainly possible that he could have bought more than one.
But if it wasn't the shirt that Mr. Vega wore the night of the murder, why was he trying to burn it?
He panicked. Found it in his closet. He had no idea how it got there.
Why would he panic? Because he knew it was Carlo Hesser's blood?
He was being set up. I don't know. I guess he assumed that it was.
But then why